All right, some coffee time thoughts. So people have asked me, this is a Q&A. I've had a bunch of people ask me about GMOs, right? So what's the deal with GMOs and are they really that bad? So here's the deal. Not all GMOs are the same, really. So when I was in college, there was like a plant science department and they had genetically modified fruits and stuff. It'd be like an apple and a grape. So they're making grapples. So like that stuff's kind of cool because you're like crossbreeding. Where GMOs become like an issue is when the seeds are modified so that they're resistant to different pesticides. So the reason why that's going to be an issue is because it allows for the farmers to be able to spray more pesticides on the plants without it actually killing the plant. So from like a crop production perspective, that's really helpful because you're going to be able to sustain more of the crops. But a lot of times I like to think about it this way. So yes, you can go and wash off the residue, but you have to think about how much is actually in the soil. So I think most people have seen those like carnations that are at like Walmart sometimes and like random stores that are like bright colors. Or if you remember learning about like photosynthesis when you were in like grade school and stuff. But when you get those like wild colors and carnations, what do? You put food coloring in the water and then that flower like drinks it up and then it changes the color of the petals. So we got to think about that in regards to like GMOs. So if we spray a bunch of pesticides on some plants, yes, we can wash them once we get them. And even with like a fruit spray or some sort of like alkaline mixture like baking soda or something to get rid of a bunch of it, sure. But we have to think about the fact that that crop grew up drinking the water, drinking from the soil that had all of the pesticide residue in that as well. So there's going to be some that's going to be actually inside of the crop, which isn't going to taste any different. But if we think about that exposure over and over, that is where I have an issue. So just something to think about.